Hi,
All right.
everybody.
Hi, guys. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. My name is Rebecca, and I am a medical coder. I'm also a dog mom. Hopefully, she will not chime in later, but you never know. She might, you know. And I'm a future homeowner. I just got some really good information 2 days ago that the appraisal came in under market value. So I'm actually saving almost $10,000. So I'm really excited about that. And joining me today is my dear friend, Dr. Haley Nelson.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much. And first of all, thank you so much for coming to check this out and to listen and to support Rebecca as well as myself in this beautiful Arbonne business that we have that we're growing. I'm Dr. Haley Nelson. I am a mom of two very active boys. I'm also a dog mom, and I'm looking at a squirrel. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that she keeps quiet for the next 15 minutes or so. And I'm a neuroscientist. I have my PhD in neuroscience from Johns Hopkins University, and I am a full-time tenured psychology professor in the Philadelphia area. So I'm super excited to be here today with you guys.
All right,
So I don't know, Rebecca, do you want to tell people a little bit more about how we know each other?
absolutely. Absolutely. So we know each other because we are proud business owners and partners with Arbonne International, but that's not actually why we're here tonight. But if you'd like more information on that, you can reach out to whoever invited you here tonight, or you can go to earnings.arbonne.com. And at Arbonne, we take a holistic approach to wellness and believe that the key to overall well-being lies in the connection between a healthier mind, a stronger body, and a more beautiful skin. But it's not just what we believe in. It's mounting research points to a strong connection between our brain, belly, and skin. As this topic continues to develop, we're committed to doing all the legwork in order to provide you with a clear and unbiased information. After all, it's your mind, body, and skin. So to kick off, let's get into the gut, since it's a growing field of interest and provides a wealth of insight into our overall health. So I'm not a doctor, but lucky for you, I have one here. And yeah, she's gonna start us off.
Yeah, so thanks again. Yes, so I am a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a neuroscientist and psychology professor, as well as an area manager and independent consultant with Arbonne. So I wanted to start today talking about the importance of gut health and specifically what the microbiome is. So I know that that's a term that's being thrown around all the time, and I just want to give you guys a little bit more knowledge about what it is and why it's so important. So this term germs can typically get a pretty bad rap, but really the fact that there's microbes everywhere, including inside our body as well as on the skin surface. But it's this combination of both good and bad bacteria that's called the microbiome. Now, importantly, no two people have the same profile of microbiota. So that is a fancy term for the numbers and varieties of species of these bacteria. Now, in healthy adults, the microbiome is relatively stable, but several factors can actually impact the balance of both good and bad bacteria. So it's really important to maintain a really healthy diet and lifestyle, because those are the ideal ways to promote a healthy microbiome. However, many common aspects of our modern lives, such as stress, illness, a poor diet, or even antibiotic use, can have a significantly negative impact on our body's microbiome. Now, more than 100 trillion microbes live within our gut, and this includes things like bacteria, fungi, as well as protozoa. And they all play a really critical role in essential processes like digestion, metabolism, our immunity, and so much more. And so the foods that we eat provide this energy for the microbes, and our dietary habits influence the composition of our gut microbiome. Now, importantly, low fiber diets have been found to have a really negative effect on the microbiota. But the good news is positive dietary changes have been shown to improve the gut microbiome in just a few days.
So what kind of dietary changes can I make to my gut to benefit my gut microbiome?
Great question. I get that all the time. One key way that you can really improve and make significant changes to support your gut microbiome is to eat a more plant-based diet instead of an animal-based diet. And that can positively alter the microbial composition in as soon as one day. So a consumption of a diet high in fiber has also been shown to increase microbial diversity as well.
So what are prebiotics and probiotics?
Another question I get all the time. So prebiotics, think of those as food for the probiotics. All right. So prebiotics are found in fiber-rich foods as well as natural sugars. And these are really, they fuel the probiotics. They're the fuel that the probiotics need in order to grow and thrive. So probiotics, on the other hand, these are the actual beneficial bacteria that are found in our gut. And although probiotics are found naturally in the body, they can also be introduced in the form of supplements, as well as fortified foods and fermented foods. So foods that have a high amount of prebiotics, you can find these in a variety of fruits and vegetables. Some examples would be chicory root, dandelion greens are a great example, artichokes, garlic, onions, leeks, bananas, oats, apples, right? So if you remember that chart in your pediatrician's office that has all the different colors of fruits and vegetables, just pick some from there, right? Most of the time, they're a great source of prebiotics. Now, foods with probiotics can be found in fermented foods that they naturally contain a variety of probiotic strains. So you can find them in things like yogurt, obviously that's a non-vegan option, but kimchi, kombucha, miso, kefir, sauerkraut, tempeh, these are all really great examples of food that contain a lot of probiotic strains that are very beneficial for us.
What kind of supplements are there for pre and probiotics?
So if you're anything like myself, I am not a huge sauerkraut fan unless it's on like a Reuben sandwich, which kind of defeats the purpose. But it's hard for a lot of people to get a wide variety of these probiotic strains in their diet, especially if you're used to a standard American diet, which also stands for SAD diet, which is quite fitting. So a lot of people, I do recommend that they take a supplement to provide good strains of probiotics as well as prebiotics. So, but when you're considering these supplements, it's really important to know that these bacteria that we're putting into our bodies can be extremely sensitive to high temperatures, as well as other extreme environmental conditions like a high acidic level of our stomach, right? So a lot of times people will go to the market, they'll buy a probiotic from the drugstore, and most of those bacteria are actually going to die once they hit your stomach because of the high temperature as well as the high acidity level. So alternatively, Arbonne's Gut Health, Digestion, and Microbiome Support Supplement is actually shelf stable for 2 years, which is huge. And they come in these little single stick packs that are formulated with 3 billion CFUs in just one of those packs. Super easy to take with you while you're traveling. It's so easy to just take every day. In addition, it also contains chicory root and ginger, which are great sources of the prebiotic fiber, like I mentioned before. And it also contains a variety of digestive enzymes. So it really, really is a fantastic product that everybody should be taking every single day to help with their gut health. Now, up until this point, I've really focused on the importance of having good gut health for the sake of overall health and well-being. But there's absolutely no doubt that the foods that we eat can also impact our skin's appearance as well as our skin's health. Now, one of the first examples of this was with scurvy. And this is when scientists discovered that a lack of vitamin C actually led to skin fragility and poor wound healing. In fact, our skin also has its own unique microbiome, and it's believed that the bacteria of the gut can also influence the microbial balance of our skin.
Did you just say that our skin has its own microbiome? I didn't know that. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. So research has shown that the gut microbiome has an impact on the skin. So for example, byproducts that are related to naturally occurring good bacteria can bind to receptors that end up inhibiting inflammation as well as stimulate collagen synthesis. So that's a good thing, right? But on the other hand, bad bacteria can promote inflammation and cause a variety of illnesses. So that's a great example of how the gut can directly influence skin health. Now, although the connection isn't entirely clear just yet, there's an emerging area of research researchers are looking into this. And some studies have shown that consuming certain strains of probiotics may actually have cosmetic benefits, ranging from preventing UV-induced photoaging, improved skin elasticity, and skin hydration as well. So that's a win-win, right? So feed your gut good, healthy probiotics, and that can not only help your gut, but also help your skin. And if it's okay, I'd really like to talk more about the gut-brain connection, because that's something, obviously, as a neuroscientist, I'm really passionate about.
Absolutely.
So the digestive system actually has what's known as a second brain, and the scientific term for that is our enteric nervous system. And this is comprised of more than 100 million nerve cells that line the gastrointestinal system from the beginning to the end. So basically from your mouth to your anus. And this system processes sensory information in the gut and then in turn transmits it to the brain, which in turn sends signals back to the gut in order to adjust its function and our behaviors. This interaction plays a role in so many things like our emotions, right? I don't know about you, but when I'm having a bad day, sometimes I like to turn to my best friends, Ben and Jerry's. So that's how we can see how our brain can influence our gut that way. But it also can influence it in terms of our digestion, as well as essential functions like swallowing, breaking down our food via enzyme release that's controlled by our brain, as well as nutrient absorption, as well as elimination. Now, on the flip side, when the GI system is irritated, it can in turn send signals to the central nervous system to trigger mood changes. Now, researchers have found that specific bacteria in the GI system can send signals that may affect everything from cognition, skill learning, memory, and some strains of probiotics have been shown to have positive effects on psychological symptoms of depression, anxiety, as well as perceived stress in healthy human volunteers. So stress has a really far-reaching impact on the body, including our skin health. So chronic stress has a cascading effect that prompts the release of neurotransmitters that can cause inflammation, DNA damage, immune system suppression, and so much more, as well as impair the body's ability to respond to these changes. And this can be externally reflected in a variety of ways, including skin aging and wrinkles, right? So research has shown that repetitive cycles of stress, as well as inflammation, can result in decreased cell function, skin cell function, and possibly contribute to chronic skin conditions such as psoriasis and acne. I know personally that when I have a stressful day or a stressful week, I almost always break out with a pimple on my chin, right? It's just what happens. Our brain is actually can in turn, and our emotions can in turn alter our skin function, as well as how it looks.
Wow, thank you so much. I really learned a lot. Thanks for answering my questions. And at this point, I'd like to open it up for anybody else who might have some questions, if that's okay.
Absolutely. I love everything that Arbonne stands for and has to offer. And so I'm super passionate about educating people about the importance of gut and brain health. So please, everybody on the call, you're welcome to ask away and take this opportunity. You have a neuroscientist on the call, so ask any and all questions. And if you're not comfortable asking me questions on this call, or if you're watching the recording, please simply reach out to the person who sent you this recording or invited you to this call and ask them, and they can follow up with me or they can answer it for you. So again, thank you all so much for coming, and I am open for questions. So feel free to raise your hand or just unmute yourself and ask any questions. Oh, don't everybody jump at once. So right. Rebecca, since you've been with Arbonne for a little while now, how did you have any experience with any of our nutrition products?
I did do the 30 days to healthy living a few times.
Can you tell me about it? What were your experiences? Did you notice any improvement in your gut health or mood or skin? Some of the things that we just were talking about tonight?
All of the above. Yeah. So I do have digestive issues. And when I went on the 30 days and I cut out gluten and dairy and it really made a difference in how everything processed through, and it was amazing. So I still stick to a detox friendly diet as best as I can most of the time, just because it really did make a huge difference in how I feel.
Yeah, actually the 30 Days to Healthy Living program that's how I was introduced to Arbonne. It made such an impact on my overall health, and mental well-being. I was suffering from postpartum depression at the time, and I literally just wanted to lose weight. And so I was the type of person that would have just popped any pill and, you know, some kind of stimulus, like, I just want to look good in a bathing suit, right? But my mom actually, she knew more about me and knew what I needed more than I did, call it mother's intuition. But she introduced me to Arbonne and the nutrition program. And I'm so glad that she did, because we don't really focus on weight loss. We focus on improving our health and well-being in general. And yes, I lost weight and I was happy about how I was looking, but more importantly, I was sleeping better. I was feeling better. My skin improved. And people came out and they were like, what are you doing with your skin? You look great. And this was before I even started using the Arbonne skincare, right? And it was just people, they started noticing a difference in me, and I started noticing a difference, and it literally changed my life. And I just love sharing it. And that's what got me on my own personal health journey. Even being, you know, getting my PhD in neuroscience at a really prestigious school, I knew the precursors to neurotransmitters, but I never really put two and two together about how what I'm eating and what I'm putting in my body can significantly impact my mood and my brain function and just mental wellness in general. And so I'm so glad that I discovered that for myself and then just started researching it, and love being able to help support other people on this journey.
Yeah. And a lot of people think that the 30 days to healthy living is like really restrictive, but it's really not. It's really just about making healthier choices for the things that you already eat.
Yeah. And if the 30-day program isn't right for you, just simply start incorporating individual products into your day, and you'll start seeing a significant difference. Like you just talking about the digestive support product that we mentioned in today's talk, or replacing soda and coffee with our Energy Fizz sticks. I mean, just little things like that are going to make such a huge impact on your day. Obviously, the 30 Days to Healthy Living program is amazing, but if it's not for everybody, and we get that. And so definitely talk to the consultant who brought you here and is sharing this with you, and figure out what's going to work best for you and your own personal needs. I know that there are a bunch of consultants on the call, but there's also some guests. So if anybody has any questions, or I can stop the recording if anybody wants to ask a personal question, but it's open.